We've been getting pummeled by snowstorm after snowstorm here in the Midwest, and I've been happy to have this Avenger as a backup for situations like this. If it's bad weather, road salt, the extra ground clearance, or just taking our dogs to the park, it's been nice to have one car in the fleet that we just don't have to care so much about. And what you're seeing in these intro clips is the culmination of 6 months of not caring. Today, it's time for a deep and thorough interior clean. We're going to be tackling rubber mats, pet hair, carpet, fabric and upholstery, glass, and anything else we find. So get comfortable, grab a sandwich, and enjoy the show. Check that out. That water is completely opaque. While it makes sense to work from the top down, these rubber floor mats are so filthy, I just want them out of the car. And by cleaning these first, they'll have time to dry while we work on the rest of the interior. Normally I would power wash these, but obviously that's not going to happen today. I'm shaking them off and vacuuming up the loose debris, then I'll scrub them inside. I don't want rocks or solid material going down the drain. I usually use Adam's tire and rubber cleaner for my all-weather floor mats, but I wasn't able to find it in time for the video. I did find this rubber mat cleaner at my local auto parts store though and figured I'd give it a try. As per the instructions, I'm spraying the mats generously and then we'll let the product work for 30 seconds before scrubbing with a stiff brush. Then rinse them off. Since I'll be in and out of the car for the remainder of this DIY, I decided to clean off all the door sills. This stuff worked great on the rubber pedals as well. Feel free to use your favorite product here, but just make sure that it's a rubber cleaner and not a rubber shine. You don't want your shoes to get slippery and become a safety hazard when driving. I've been using the squeegee method to clean glass since seeing it on Chris Notab's YouTube channel a few years ago. Out of all the different techniques and products I've tried, this one has given me the best results by far with the least amount of effort. I just use hot water and a drop of dish soap and scrub the glass clean. Then I spray it with plain water and simply squeegee away. No streaks, no film, and we didn't have to sit here for an hour with 100 microfiber towels. And the results speak for themselves. The first time I ever cleaned my windshield with this method, I felt like I was driving in 4K. The interior of this car is a sanctuary of ABS plastic, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for a winter car like this. While not luxurious, it's low maintenance and super easy to clean. I'm using Adam's Total Interior Cleaner, which is a mild, all-purpose cleaner that can be used on most car interior materials. Personally, I like to choose interior cleaners that don't leave a greasy residue or leave things looking shiny. When it comes to buttons and window switches, I used to be paranoid about getting liquid anywhere near them, but now that I have so much experience taking car interiors apart, I can tell you that the electronics behind these buttons are actually pretty well protected underneath. And short of pouring water on them, you shouldn't worry about the small amount of cleaner that might get in the crevices. If you've got an economy car like this where the trim pieces come off easily, it might be worth a couple extra seconds to pop them off so you can really get in there. Something that always surprises me is just how matte the rim of the wheel is after it's been cleaned. That sheen that's normally on it is oil buildup from my hands and isn't the natural finish. Alright, so onto the pet hair. I have 2 yellow labs, and when you have 2 Labradors, cleaning becomes like a part-time job in your life, whether you like it or not. So as I was researching for this video, these seem to be 2 of the most recommended options as far as getting pet hair out of a car. We have a pumice stone and a lily brush. This thing is like the size and shape of a credit card. It's got this soft sticky rubber around the edge, and this is just, you know, pumice stone. One small note on this one though is that it is abrasive. For the carpet, I don't think it'll be an issue, but if you do have fabric on your seats, I would say test it in an inconspicuous area, make sure it's not doing any damage. But these are both pretty cheap options. I figured I would get them both, try them out, and see which one I like best. On the carpet, both the pumice and the lily brush performed equally well. For the seats, the pumice wasn't quite as effective and took more passes to get the hair out. Where the lily brush really shined though was in the creases of the fabric where I could stick the edge in between the cushions. It also did a better job pulling the hair out of this jersey material in the seats. Keep in mind that all pet hair is different and all car interiors are different, so experiment and find a method that works for you. In my case, the lily brush was sort of a miracle product and I'm kicking myself for not buying one sooner. So with all the pet hair removed, the last step is just going to be shampooing the carpet and the seats. Now I've got a different method that I want to try out today. Never done this before, so you're going to have to bear with me, but I've got a drill brush and some carpet cleaner. I'm going to agitate the carpet and upholstery with this. And then I'm going to use a hot water extractor. Now this is just the one that I use for my house. I know that there are more industrial versions of these that detailers will use, but the principle of how it works is essentially the same. You fill this up with hot water, you pull the trigger and it's going to squirt hot water onto the seats and the carpet, and then you can scrub and it will simultaneously vacuum the wastewater up, which will collect in a reservoir that you can then dump out later. So let's try it out and hopefully does a good job. As far as the supplies, the cleaner is concentrate, so you'll need to dilute it with water into a spray bottle. They recommend a 20:1 ratio for general purpose cleaning or 8:1 for really soiled areas, which is what I did. If you get the drill brush brand, the brushes are color coded and you'll want the soft white brushes for fabric. If you don't have a drill, you could always scrub them by hand with a brush. I'm working in sections, spraying cleaner on one area at a time, then using the drill brush to agitate the fabric. To be honest, I was expecting the stuff to foam up more than it did. Now it could be the unidirectional rotation of the drill versus scrubbing it back and forth by hand. I also noticed that it was soaking into the seat fabric pretty quickly, so that's another variable. I will say though, the combination of the drill brush and the carpet cleaner did do a good job of loosening the dirt, which you'll see in a moment when we extract it. And if anything, it got rid of the overwhelming dog smell and had a nice citrus scent. I used the sprayer to wet the seats while simultaneously sucking out the dirty water. I did a couple wet passes in a crosshatch pattern, then went back over them with just the vacuum until I pulled out as much moisture as I could. So sometimes with black seats and interiors, it can be hard to tell just how dirty the stuff is, but dude, check that out. That water is completely opaque. So here's my phone with the flashlight on. Look at that. You can't even see the light. What the hell? This procedure worked great for getting the salt out of the carpet too. Now, could I have sat here all day and got it 100% perfect? Sure, but for this car and for my personal satisfaction, good enough was good enough. Whether it's your show car, your daily driver, or a winter beater like this, there's nothing more satisfying than a deep and thorough interior cleaning. After all, this is where we spend a lot of our time. I had fun trying out some different products and techniques to get the Avenger clean today. Usually when I do car cleaning videos with my other two cars, people will complain that they weren't that dirty to begin with, and it's kind of true. Like, I never really let my BMW get to that level of filth So I don't always get to experience that crazy, like breathtaking before and after. So I think that's why I really enjoyed this one. As far as the products, none of this stuff was sponsored or anything, but I will drop some affiliate links down in the description as always. And if you guys have any recommendations on products that you would like me to try out or show in future videos, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and go clean your car interior.